This is a two-part question. All right. The question is Illmatic or Ready to Die, right? Right?
Okay.
You follow me, right? Right? But I also want you to address this lifetime rumor that there was a rumor that Meth got on the record with Big and that you did not want that to happen. You did not want... So first Illmatic or Ready to Die first?
I'm going Illmatic.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. So we got that out the way.
That sets up his answer for the next one.
That sets up the answer for the next one. Yes. Yeah.
No.
Right, so let's talk this rumor. You heard this rumor before,
Yeah, I heard it
right?
before.
Okay.
No. I didn't want Wu rhyming on nobody beats.
I love it.
You know what I mean? Straight up.
Wait. So was it feature or was it beats?
It was just like, it was our time, and it was just like, I didn't want nobody else sharing in that moment.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But I will give but Tracy Waples, first of all,
Tracy Waples, big up.
dope A&Rs,
Yep.
just another unsung hero of hip hop, probably.
Right.
You know, she pitched that idea, you know what I mean?
Right.
And yeah, I said yes, though.
She pitched the what idea?
She pitched the idea of Meth and Biggie doing a song together.
Right.
And she was already smart. Like she's the one that came to. I'm gonna tell you what she did, bro. Seriously, she came to Staten Island to my apartment that had the records in the box. Okay, the Wu-Tang, the album was not out. Only Protect Your Neck is out.
Wow.
Okay. And I played her the demos of Method Man, Dirty, and I had a couple of demos of songs.
She didn't pick Meth from the demo.
Huh? They wanted, get the. She wanted Meth and Dirty. They wanted both of them.
For Big's album?
No, listen.
Oh, okay.
This is the Sign to Def Jam. We're not even signed to Def Jam.
Oh.
So I ended up signing Meth to Def Jam through her.
Oh, okay.
But at the end of the day, that A&R pen, that signature, took us to Russell Simmons and all that. That was a big moment for us.
Wow.
So, and her vibe and finger on the pulse of culture was undeniable.
Right.
And so when she said it, of course,
When she said the Biggie, okay.
she said Biggie and Meth. Of course, I disagreed because I was very. I wanted nobody fucking with the Wu. Wu was just Wu.
Right.
But I trusted her.
Right.
I really did trust her.
Right.
And I trust her whole cultural pulse.
Right.
And she was right.
So let me ask you: was that the first feature Wu did outside of Wu? Was that like?
No, you know what? Meth was hopping feature-y.
Okay.
Meth was an early feature. You know what I mean?
So he did other records.
Because Meth is that type of MC.
Right.
Right? Meth look.
He loved rapping still to this day.
I
think he's gotten better. I think he's gotten better.
Listen,
I'm from the video.
He was dope then, but I feel like he's really gotten better.
He was always dope, right? He's great.
Yeah.
Right.
He's at a level. And nobody's talking about him in that degree. Nobody's.
No, niggas talking about
They need to go take those lists. And re-examine
you're saying
them.
like in the media.
Meth is ridiculous with his wits and his lyrical ability right now, yo. It's like it's almost uncanny.
It's like he went backwards in terms of like being the youthful Meth again. Like it's just
in a whole other chamber. He's free to just fuck you up on the mic. But anyway, I'm glad that they did it, right? And I'm glad that I was proven wrong on that one.
Right.
Yeah. But I was super duper.
Right.
Fuck that.
Right. I mean, in retrospect, I believe you were right. But I believe in that situation, you were supposed to let it go because did you know? All right. By the way, when Big is asking for this feature, what level of Big is he at? Is he already Biggie Smalls, or he's becoming that guy?
He's becoming that guy.
He's becoming that guy.
But it had to be the first single.
So now,
no. Look, he had. I mean, first of all, he had Party and
Bullshit, the Super Cat joint.
Yeah, which is already. I'm saying he's bubbling,
right,
and shit. But this is his album,
right,
and this is going to be on his album,
right.
But we're the man already.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. He's going to be the man, though. He's about to drop the megaton bomb.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy. The perspective.
I'm serious. But we don't know that, right?
Right.
But I was just really selfish about it. Somebody told me to do that too.
What, not to clear it?
No, somebody told me to be selfish.
Right.
It was Daddy-O from Sonic.
Wow.
He came to me one day, ran into him. He said, yo, God, y'all killing it. The Wu is this and that's everything. He said, yo, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't let no other producers produce your MCs. I said, why? He said, don't worry about that. He wasn't, just don't do it.
No, I understand both sides too. Like, I think
you know what? He might.
I think he's right.
That's difficult with as many MCs in Wu. Like, that's too crazy.
Well, if you take a look at it, right? Of course, over time, it's
Right.
It's
But in the
impossible.
beginning, you did keep it.
But in the beginning, you produced everything.
Sure, we did. Listen, who did 7 platinum back to back as a producer? Single. Wu-Tang goes platinum, multiple platinums. Method Man, double plat. Raekwon, plat. Dirt, plat. RZA, plat. Ghost, plat. Then another Wu, multi-plats. Back to back.
And you got to put it in perspective. It wasn't,
Yo,
platinum
back
wasn't
to
the
back.
norm yet. It
He
wasn't the norm.
was Jesus at
Back
that
to
time.
back.
He was
Then
Jesus.
come with Kappa, go gold.
Yeah.
Right?
He come home from
That
jail.
go gold.
Yeah.
Then come back plat again.
Right.
Not the so keep and that was from one leadership.
Right.
So that was good, right? So anyway, let me get off me.
No.
But this is your
But I'm just saying, that's when I looked at it one day, I was like, damn, son. But yo, I never left the basement. I'm serious.
Because I want to get back to that, but before we leave this question,
Okay.
I want to ask one more question. Okay, you clear this record because you had to clear this, right? You had to clear
Bum, bum.
Meth, right? Boom. So you clear this record. Then the very next album, you guys drop. It's Ghost and Ray actually going at Biggie. like, what was your mindset saying? Wait a minute, did I make a mistake, or how was you feeling? Period.
No, well, first of all, Big is my man.
Right.
Know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know,
Peace.
seriously, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
You know, like Big is my man.
Uh-huh.
Rest in peace. And was my man. Like, he was happy for me. I was happy for him. We seen each other not on.
Uh-huh.
We seen each other on.
Wow.
Right? So that's how New York was back then. You know what I mean? When he got on, though, every time he see me, if he saw me, he hit me with a bottle of champagne.
Right.
That's the kind of man he was, which
Right.
is only a prince does that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But as he becomes more and more the man, and all the MCs, my crew is a crew of MCs. And my crew is vicious at this time.
Right.
And now he getting light, and you know what I mean? So it's like, yo, dude's ready to eat that. You know what I mean? That's the energy
Right.
of MCing, right? That's why there's every time you see a nigga want to pop or pass a bottle,
Right.
I'm like, yo, he blessing me.
Right.
Don't get mad because he passing me a bottle.
Right.
Right? But that's it, nah, fuck all that. Right? Because we was very, also, at that one point, it's like, keep the habit to ourselves. It's another thing. It was like, it was us or nobody. And that was our energy.
Right.
And it took a long time for us to get out of that energy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, you know, when they said it, it's like, yo, we can't censor what they feel.
Because it had to be something, because if you think about what they actually said, they was like, nigga bit nine shit. Like, this actually had nothing to do with them. Like,
But
if you think about
but you bit another man's shit.
Yeah.
And hip hop had one rule.
Yeah, we had one rule. No
Especially
biting.
that
Yes.
time frame,
At that
yeah.
time
Listen.
frame, yes. It's true.
Still rules.
Yeah.
No, it's just the rules should still stand.
It should still stand. But you know, biting is like it was just the forbidden fruit of hip hop. You know what I mean? And when you hip hop and you kind of, you know, one thing about hip hop, Nore, that people don't remember, you couldn't just wear your Kango, kid. The dude who had the Kango had more than the Kango on.
Right.
You know what I mean? He had respect.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was able to walk through that with that Kango and get back, you know what I mean, whether on a ferry, bus, train, you know what I mean? So we those kids that, we came from Staten Island to Latin Quarters. I mean, Red Parrot, you know what I mean? Union Square. It's like, we in there, you know what I mean? And then you can't be in there. It's not easy to be there. and not be from Brooklyn.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not be from Queens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you from Queens, it's like back in those days, the rapper, why you think rappers had bodyguards? They couldn't even come in like that. So hip hop had this heavy culture of being strong, pure, and it had a heavy culture of not biting. Now, you know, but you know, I guess that's how the brothers felt. Like, yo, he bit, and they
We
spoke.
interviewed Ray and Ghost right here.
And they spoke up on it.
Right here.
What they say about it?
And no, they were like, that's how they felt at the time, but they regretted it, you know, because they said, Ghost actually, because I believe we had Ray Kwan talk about it, but it's the first time we had Ghost talk about it. And Ghost was like, you know, he made peace with him, like he had got to see him.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good. No. After the peace came before that internally.
Okay.
Right, Divine and Power, right? They already was like, nah. Remember, I produced on Big's album. It was
Long
mad.
Kiss Goodnight, right?
Yeah.
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yo, they didn't appreciate it. We squashed that though.
Right.
Because it was like there was like, yo, I play that Cuban link shit all the time.
Right.
It didn't. So it was like, but hip hop is that. And I'm glad that, because you know, we don't talk about shit, because for us it's just to keep moving, but I'm glad that Ghost had a chance to redeem that with him. Yeah. Big was a special dude. We all know that.
Right.
But some of us didn't get a chance to shake his hand, laugh with him, you know what I mean, be up in the studio with him, and none of that. So they wouldn't know what they don't know. He was like a prince, like, you know what I mean, like a very rare, you know what I mean? Then when you like you said, Illmatic and Ready to Die, you know what I'm saying, for me, lyrically, Illmatic is a masterpiece of lyrical talent. But of course, Ready to Die gave us some of the best songs hip hop ever is going to get, though. Right?
So it brought us back to that skit era you was talking about. With Prince Paul.
So, anyway, let's move on.
Okay, let's go.
How am I doing over here, mama?
Yeah.
Stop your feet 3 times if I started like zone out too deep and shit.
You can tell that Biggie had love for Wu-Tang. I mean, look, he got the shirt with their logo on it, man. I can tell at that time Biggie probably wasn't doing that well based on the car he had in the background. The Bible says there's more blessings in giving than taking. The only man in the world who can do handstand push-ups with his fist.
Roger,
King Gus.
subscribe to the Prophet channel.
Oh, they got you.